You've noticed it. The world keeps telling you to get out more. Go to every event. Answer every message. Say yes to every invite, every distraction, every pointless social interaction that leaves you drained and empty. And yet, the more you go out, the more you feel lost. You're not lazy. You're not antisocial. You're just tired of fake smiles, shallow conversations, and environments that pull you away from who you're supposed to become. This video is for you, the man who's tired of disrespect, tired of leaking energy into people who don't care if he wins or loses, tired of feeling guilty because he'd rather stay home, lock in, and build a life that actually means something. You've been taught that staying home makes you weak, that solitude is a sign of failure, that if you're not always outside, you're missing out. But here's the brutal Stoic truth. Most men are not missing out. They are being drained out, drained of focus, drained of discipline, drained of self-respect. While they chase noise, the Stoic warrior learns to sit in silence. While they beg for attention, you learn to become comfortable with your own company. While they try to impress people who don't matter, you start working on becoming a man you can finally respect. Marcus Aurelius wasn't at the club. Epictetus wasn't stuck doom-scrolling. Seneca wasn't obsessing over who left him on read. They all understood one simple law. If you cannot master your inner world, the outer world will own you. In this video, you're going to learn why staying home on purpose with discipline is one of the smartest moves you can make as a man today. You're going to discover a set of Stoic truths that will flip the script in your mind. Why isolation, used correctly, makes you more dangerous. Why saying no to the world gives you real power. Why building in silence at home prepares you for every battlefield outside of it. This isn't about hiding from life. It's about stepping back from the circus so you can train like a warrior. Imagine this. While everyone else is out chasing validation, you're in your room learning a skill. While they're arguing over nonsense, you're reading, lifting, journaling, planning your next move. While they're lost in distraction, you're slowly, quietly, becoming the man they'll all pretend they always knew would make it. That's the path of Stoic power. That's the path you're on now. If you're already feeling that pull toward solitude, toward discipline, don't ignore it. That's your future self trying to contact you. That's the part of you that's done being soft, done being pulled in every direction by other people's plans. In this video, you will learn the Stoic laws of staying home with purpose. You will understand why strategic withdrawal is not weakness, but preparation. By the end, you won't see staying in as hiding. You'll see it as sharpening your sword. If you're ready to step into that identity, pause for a second. Hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who feels the same but can't put it into words yet. And if you're serious, drop this in the comments right now. I choose discipline over distraction. Because tonight, while the world is busy wasting time, you are going to start doing something different. You're going to learn the first brutal Stoic truth about why staying home is your smartest move. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. You've already felt it. The moment you stop chasing every invite and start staying home on purpose, something shifts. The noise outside gets louder, but inside, you start to hear yourself again. Let's go deeper into why that's not weakness, but power. The first truth is what I call the law of strategic withdrawal. This is not you hiding. This is you stepping off the battlefield for a moment to sharpen your blade. Most men stay outside because they're scared of what they'll hear in silence. The thoughts, the regrets, the truth about how undisciplined they really are. So they drown it out with bars, parties, endless group chats, and empty conversations. You're different. You're learning to withdraw with intention. Psychologically, strategic withdrawal is about removing yourself from environments that constantly trigger comparison, insecurity, and distraction, so your nervous system can calm down and reset. You're not meant to be in fight or flight 24/7, scrolling, reacting, performing for the crowd. Picture this. It's Friday night. Your phone is buzzing. Come out, bro. It'll be fun. You know exactly how it ends. Money wasted, time gone, fake laughs. You come home at 2 a.m. feeling restless and behind on your goals again. Now imagine you say no. You stay home. You train. You read. You journal about the week. You plan the next one. You sit with some uncomfortable truths about your habits. You don't run from them. You face them. That's strategic withdrawal. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." In today's world, that means being okay with people thinking you're boring because you're not always outside, not always posting, not always performing. Let them talk. You're not here to entertain them. You're here to become dangerous in the right way. Affirm this. I withdraw to sharpen my mind, not to run from life. The second truth is the law of energy protection. Your energy is not infinite. Every conversation, every notification, every favor you say yes to when you want to say no drains your battery. When you're always on, you never get deep. Most men give their best energy to shallow people and shallow places. Then when it's time to work on their purpose, they're exhausted. Staying home intentionally lets you build a gate around your attention. You choose what enters. You filter who gets access. You stop letting random people have VIP access to your mind. Seneca wrote, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." In the modern world, that includes what you watch, what you scroll, and who you respond to at 11 p.m. At home, in your space, you can curate your environment like a training ground. Books that build you, videos that teach you, notes on the wall that remind you who you're becoming. No energy vampires, no constant chaos. Affirm this. I protect my energy like a warrior guards his camp. The third truth is the law of silent skill building. While everybody else is chasing visibility, you chase ability. Most people want to be seen as successful before they actually are. They want the photos, the aesthetic, the lifestyle. They want the story of success without the quiet, lonely grind that builds it. But staying home gives you what they don't have. Uninterrupted hours. Hours to learn a high-income skill, to practice, to fail in private, to repeat, to get just 1% better every night while everyone else is numbing themselves. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." The modern version is simple. Stop talking about what you want to do and use your alone time to actually do it. Think about how different your life looks if, for 1 year, you choose silent skill building over constant distraction. Same job, same city, same circumstances. But every night you're home, learning, practicing, building. A year later, you're not the same man. Your options aren't the same. Your confidence isn't the same. Your income, your mindset, your presence, all different. Affirm this. I build in silence so my results can speak for me. You're starting to see it now. Staying home isn't about being afraid of the world. It's about stepping away long enough to become someone the world can't ignore. Next, we're going to go even deeper into what happens to your relationships, your boundaries, and your sense of self-respect when you truly commit to this path. You've started to feel it already. The more you stay home with intention, the more you notice who's really there for you, and who only liked you when you were convenient, entertaining, always available. This is where things get uncomfortable and powerful. Now we step into the next truths. The fourth truth is the law of post-rejection rebuild. You've been rejected, left on red, ghosted, disrespected by people you showed up for. In the past, you'd cope by going out more, trying to prove you're okay, posting more, texting more, filling your schedule so you don't have to feel that sting. But a Stoic warrior does something different. He stays home and lets the pain talk, not to wallow, not to play the victim, but to study it. You sit there with the hurt and you ask real questions. Why did I tolerate this? Where did I ignore the red flags? What does this say about my standards, not just theirs? Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." The breakup, the rejection, the disrespect hurts. But what really destroys you is replaying it 1,000 times in your head, building stories that you're not enough, that you'll never be chosen, that you're somehow less. At home, in solitude, you have the chance to cut that loop. You feel the pain fully, and then you rebuild. You hit the gym instead of their DMs. You read something that makes you stronger instead of stalking their page. You write down the lessons instead of writing another long paragraph, begging for closure. Affirm this: I don't chase closure, I create clarity and move on. The fifth truth is the law of boundary forging. When you're always out, always available, always down for whatever, people learn something dangerous about you. You don't have a fortress, you're just open land. But when you choose to stay home more, you start sending a different message. No, I'm not always available. No, you don't get immediate access to me. No, I'm not dropping my peace to fix your drama. Epictetus taught, if you want to be unstoppable, don't concern yourself with what is not under your control. That includes other people's opinions of how boring or changed you've become, because you're not always outside, always picking up, always entertaining. Your home becomes training ground for your boundaries. You practice saying no in small ways. No to another pointless call. No to late-night drama. No to that person who only reaches out when they need something. You're not being cold. You're being clear. Over time, your nervous system learns a new normal. Calm, focus, self-respect. And you start attracting people who respect that, instead of the ones who only love the version of you with no boundaries. Affirm this: my time and presence are earned, not assumed. The sixth truth is the law of dangerous calm. Most people are terrified of being alone with their thoughts. That's why the world is so loud, constant noise to cover constant anxiety. But you're learning to sit in silence and not crumble. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Staying home with intention is you training that power. You notice your overthinking. You see your fears. You watch your urges to escape into distraction. And you don't run. You breathe. You observe. You journal. You work out. You channel that restless energy into building yourself. Slowly, something changes. Your mind doesn't panic as fast. Your emotions don't spike as hard. You become harder to provoke, harder to manipulate, harder to throw off balance. That's dangerous calm. Imagine walking into any room after months of this kind of solitude. You're not thirsty. You're not desperate for validation. You're not emotionally starving. You're full, centered, grounded. People feel that. They might not know why, but they feel it. Affirm this. My calm is my edge in a chaotic world. Now you see how staying home is not just about saving time. It's about rebuilding after pain, forging real boundaries, and developing a calm that makes you unshakable. Next, we're going to take all of this and push even deeper into identity. Not just what you do when you're home, but who you are becoming in that silence, and how that changes the entire path of your life. You've noticed it by now. The more you choose to stay home with purpose, the more you realize this was never really about four walls and a roof. It was about stepping out of the circus and stepping into yourself. You're not just the guy who doesn't go out much anymore. You're becoming something else, someone else. A man who withdraws strategically, who protects his energy, who builds in silence, who rebuilds after rejection, who forges boundaries, who walks with dangerous calm. This is where everything starts to tie together. Think of your life like a battlefield. Before, you were always in the open. No armor, no plan, just reacting, running to every noise, every voice, every ping on your phone. Your mind was the battlefield, and everyone else was marching through it. Now, staying home has become your fortress. Inside that fortress, you do what warriors have always done before war. You train, you heal, you sharpen your sword. You study the enemy, not people, but your own weaknesses, your comfort addiction, your need for validation, your fear of being alone. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Read that again in the context of your life. Freedom is not just financial. Freedom is not just moving to a new city. Freedom is being able to sit in your own space, with your own thoughts, without needing constant external stimulation to feel okay. Every night you stay home and choose discipline over distraction, you're taking back territory inside yourself. Every time you say no to something that disrespects your time, you're raising the walls higher. Every rep in the gym, every page you read, every honest journal entry, you're forging a new identity. A man who is not begging to be included. A man who is not desperate to be seen. A man who is grounded in who he is, with or without an audience. Seneca wrote, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." That's exactly what you're doing in this season. While others see staying home as doing nothing, you've turned it into a school of life. You're learning how to live as a man with standards, how to live without chasing, how to live without folding every time you feel lonely. This is the identity shift, from a man controlled by his environment to a man who controls the environment within. Look at yourself honestly for a moment. Maybe you still slip. Maybe some nights you still scroll too long, still answer messages you shouldn't, still feel that ache of loneliness. That's okay, because now you see what's happening. You're not blind anymore. You know exactly what this season is: training. You are in a private camp, not a prison. Your room is a dojo. Your desk is a war table. Your mirror is not just glass, it's a test. Every time you look into it, you're not asking, "Am I handsome enough? Impressive enough?" You're asking, "Did I live like the man I say I am today?" That's the Stoic worldview taking root. Life is not about performing for strangers. It's about performing for your own conscience. When you lay down at night, you know whether you wasted the day or honored it. No amount of parties or posts can change that. You're starting to live for that inner approval, not the outer applause. And that changes everything. How you walk, how you speak, what you tolerate, and what you refuse to be part of anymore. Affirm this. My home is my training ground. My life is my battlefield. My soul is my commander. In the final part of this video, we're going to turn all of this into clear marching orders. How do you live this out daily? What do you actually do tomorrow, this week, this year, to keep walking this path of Stoic power and make staying home the smartest decision you ever made? You've come a long way. You're not just watching a video about staying home anymore. You've seen what it really is. A shift in power, from chasing to choosing, from leaking energy to guarding it, from being dragged by the world to moving on your own terms. Now it's time to turn this from an idea into a way of life. Here's the truth. Nothing changes if this just stays as motivation. Motivation fades, habits don't, identity doesn't. From now on, every time you choose to stay home with intention, you're casting a vote for your new identity. The man who withdraws strategically, not fearfully. The man who protects his energy. The man who builds skills in silence. The man who rebuilds after rejection without begging. The man whose boundaries are clear. The man who walks with dangerous calm. That's you. But you need marching orders. When you stay home, you don't just scroll until you're tired. You create structure. You pick one main thing to build. Your body, your money skills, your craft, your mindset. You give it a time. You show up like it's a mission, not a hobby. You train your body, push it, sweat, strengthen the vessel that carries you through this world. You feed your mind. Read something that stretches you. Take notes. Treat each page like a conversation with someone wiser than you. You confront your thoughts. Journal. Be brutally honest. Don't just write what sounds good. Write what's real. Fear, jealousy, weakness, resentment. See it clearly so you can cut it out. You protect your environment. Tidy your space. Make it look like a place where a disciplined man lives, not a dumping ground for a boy who doesn't care. Your surroundings should remind you of who you're becoming. And most importantly, you carry this inner structure back into the world when you step outside. Because this was never about hiding from life. It was about making you strong enough to walk into life on your terms. Marcus Aurelius said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." In the modern world, that waste looks like endless nights trying to impress people who won't matter in a year, lost hours arguing online, empty conversations that lead nowhere, and a constant fear of missing out. You're done with that. You don't fear missing out on their noise. You fear missing out on your potential. So here's your new standard. If it drains your discipline, it doesn't deserve your time. If it disrespects your peace, it doesn't get access to you. If it doesn't align with the man you're becoming, you let it go. Some people will fall away. Let them. Some will say you've changed. Good. You're not supposed to stay the same. From this point on, when you choose to stay home, you're not doing nothing. You're investing. You're rebuilding. You're sharpening. You're becoming the man who can step into any room calm, clear, and unshaken, because he knows exactly what he's built when no one was watching. If this spoke to you, Don't let it end here. Like this video. Share it with another man who's tired of being pulled in 1,000 directions. Subscribe and stay in this community of Stoic warriors who are done living soft, distracted lives. And in the comments, mark this moment with a final affirmation. I choose the fortress. I choose the path. I choose Stoic power. Remember this. The world doesn't need another man who's everywhere and nowhere at the same time. It needs men who are rooted, disciplined, clear, men who can stand alone, and because of that, stand stronger with others. Tonight, when the invites come in, when the distractions call your name, pause. Look around your room. Feel that quiet. And remember, this is not emptiness. This is your training ground. Honor it, and the man you're becoming will honor you back with a life you're proud to live.